we're back. Well, at least momentarily. I had my mother visit from Florida while on her RV trip across the country, which she has now resumed. But now my girlfriend is on holiday and will be through most of next week, which puts me on holiday by proxy. Am I right? So I don't expect to get much work done in the way of videos and recording, as tomorrow is already filled up with things to do. So just a bit of a heads up on that so no one freaks out during my absence. But I wanted to share a message that I had received from Pat Mac 66. If you don't know who he is the guy behind the music for my intros that he has so graciously allowed me to use. The songs Hands and Ghost Shirt. So if you enjoy those songs, head on over to his channel because he has much more available. And I'll put a link to his channel right up here. Well, he sent me a message that I would like to share with you. He says he recently moved into a new house, and the other night my son came up and said that he wanted to show me something he found in the front yard. It was in his closed hand, so I figured it would be a cool-looking stone or stick because he does that quite often. So I asked him, "What did you find?" And as he opened his hand, he shouted, "It's a tiny orange ball." I was shocked and amazed. I told him that I was excited about his find, so he made a display box for it. So I am proud to display it on my desk. Since I am unable to add pics here, I'll just say that it is literally smaller than a salmon egg. So that's quite cool. The thing about that sigil was that it had 3 parameters: orange, ball, and yard. It never referenced size or shape even, because what I imagined was a round orange ball, but what I got was a Nerf football. Definitely not what I was expecting, but yet it was an orange ball in the yard. So when he found a tiny little orange ball, yes, that's within the parameters. Even though I don't know how he would find something that small, but it's still amazing. And yet we shouldn't be that surprised about it, because when we successfully insert an instruction into the subconscious, it must be carried out. That's what sigils are, the instruction to be carried out. The subconscious has no choice but to carry it out. And yet we always seem surprised when it does, in part because it always does when we least expect it. But we really shouldn't be that surprised when it comes to pass. We need a new normalcy. Once we realize that the subconscious is the powerhouse that controls our reality, or at least a large portion of it, and we have the ability to command it to shape and shift our reality in the way that we want it to, then nothing should be able to shock us anymore. We have the keys to our freedom and independence and our own personal and spiritual power. But I did get a message from someone else who disagrees with that. And he says, "I've done all sorts of magic, everything from sigils to ceremonial. It does absolutely nothing. Reality cannot be manipulated through any means. It's all fantasy and a joke." And all I could say to that is, you're doing it wrong. You have to be. And this is why I created the Laws of Magic series, to go over the common mistakes and missteps that can keep your magic from manifesting. But if I were to guess, I would say that you were just simply dabbling, trying things once or twice and saying, "Oh, well, see, it didn't work," going into it with the expectation that it wouldn't work. I mean, how many years did you spend in your ceremonial practice before attempting to perform rites that were probably well above your grade? You know, it's like anything else. You have to put time in and practice. That's why it's called a magical practice, before you get good at it. And there's always exceptions. There's many people who try their first time and succeed to manifest that which they want. But for the most part, dabbling will get you nothing. And the other part of your statement that reality cannot be manipulated through any means is simply not true. I mean, I can reach over and knock something off my desk right now, and that would be manipulating reality. I know you meant through magical means, but you said through any means, and that is just false. Pay attention to the words in which you use, because that is a reflection of what is inside. It may be a big clue as to why you're having such a hard time manipulating reality, whether it be magical or mundane in nature, because you seem like someone who has resigned himself to let things be as they may. And there's nothing wrong with that. Not everyone is meant to do magic, nor is it my job or place to convince you of anything. My job is simply to guide those who already know, or for those who are seeking answers, not to try to convince those who've already made up their minds. So if you say that magic isn't real, then it isn't real from your perspective, and I have no problem with that. Everyone is free to choose their own path. But in any case, I would like to thank both PatMac66 and this skeptic for sending in their messages. I really enjoyed the story that PatMac66 sent in. I get a kick out of those type of success stories. They crack me up. I can just imagine him falling out of his chair almost when it was revealed what was in his son's hand. But that will about do it for today. And as I said, I will be on holiday, and there won't be much time to get things out over the next week. And if I do get some time, I'm probably going to spend it working on the next program, which I need to get finished, as it is long overdue. But I may not even get time to do that. But I will return as soon as possible. And I will see you then. Take care.